Hey guys, I had a couple things that some people had asked about, so I want to go over a couple things real quick. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. So as you're working along with your stuff, you create your components, and components are made of subcomponents and all that good stuff. And when you want to go in and edit stuff, sometimes you end up clicking on the wrong thing, and you're like, oh man, I didn't want that, I wanted that. And also, if you want to hide a component to work on some stuff and then you want to bring it back, you got to come up here and do hidden geometry and then unhide and then delete the hidden geometry, and it's kind of a pain. So what I've actually figured out is if you come over here to your tray, right click it, go to manage trays, look at what tray you have. I have the default tray, so I'm just going to select the default tray and add the outliner. And good to go. So here you have your outliner. It's going to have all of your components or groups right here. So components have the 4 little squares, groups have 1 big square. And then if your group or component has subcomponents, you can open that up, and then again it's going to show whether it's a group or a component. And then if it has subcomponents from there, you can open it up just like that. So this is nice because if I hide it, I can very easily unhide it. But definitely pay attention when you go to hide something. You'll notice it when you unhide it because it doesn't show up if you do this on accident. But if you right click and you go to hide but you accidentally hit erase, now it's gone. And if you don't immediately notice it, you go drawing a bunch of other cool stuff, and a half hour later you go to unhide it and you're like, wait, it's not there. And then you have to like Control Z, undo everything that you just did, or file close without saving and then reopen it and all that stuff. So definitely be aware that those two are right next to each other, which is probably not where I'd put it. I'd put something in between them, but that can't really affect that. Alright, so one thing that I found that is incredibly powerful with this is the ability to move something out of a group and into another group. So let's say I had built my gas generator rotor. I built all of my turbine blades on this thing, and I wanted to move my turbine blade from the gas generator over to the power turbine, but I didn't want to have to create a whole new set of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of it. Then I'm going to right click and go to make, where's it at? Oh, you know what? Alright, I have to do this individually because I didn't make a component out of the entire thing. The only thing that I can copy and make unique is that actual thing right there. Yep, there we go. So there's make unique. So if I didn't, of course, if I didn't do that, then when I change this, it's going to change all those, which is not what I want. So I'm going to go make unique. So now I have this one, of course, that I can change it, and it doesn't do anything to it. But of course, if I make another copy of it and I change that one, these two are now uniquely together. So if I wanted to take this and add it to this, normally I would have to go, because it's a part of this, I'd have to right click, go to explode. Actually, let me do that a little bit different. I go in. Alright, so I can go this one, explode, hold shift and click on that to exclude it, then right click, make component, and then that's going to make an additional component in my components box up here, and it just goes haywire real quick. Not to mention you can accidentally click on other stuff and include or exclude stuff from your component that you don't intend to exclude. So what you can do right here, you'll notice when you make this unique, it'll say turbine blade number, and it'll say number 1 if you haven't done this. I've already done this a couple times, but so for this one, I accidentally made that unique. But let's say this one. So it tells me turbine blade number 5 right there. I click on it, it highlights it, I know exactly what's going on, and I want to take this and place it in the component group for the power turbine. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to grab it, I'm going to drop it, and I'm going to drop it right in there. Now you notice that grays out because it is no longer on this. Alright, to close this group out over here, I just single click on that, and now this whole thing's selected, so I single click on gas generator. It closes all those out. Alright, now this is inside of that group. If I click on it, it highlights the whole thing. So there it is right there, and I can move it over onto my power turbine, and then from there do what I need to do with it to create whatever I want to create with it. So just a quick trick that I had learned that has saved me a whole lot of time while making stuff. So if you guys got any questions, just drop a comment, add it to it, and I'll see what I can do.